Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. In this episode, we're going to go back through history to a time of pharaohs and gods as we revisit the Pyramid of Khufu.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. In an earlier episode of Ninja Geek Games, we did a Kickstarter preview with the print and play version, but here we have the final hard copy, and we're going to take a look at the contents, the changes that have been made since the campaign went live, as well as an overview of solo gameplay. Not only that, I am giving away this brand new sealed copy of the game, and you can find out how to win later in the video. So let's get started by opening the Pyramid of Khufu.
Bless you.
Who keeps doing that?
So these are the components you get in the game, and as you can appreciate, there are just loads and loads of cards. Most of them, such as the artifacts and gods, make up the market deck. Also includes the steel cards, the search and the capstone. And depending on the game you're playing, the King and Queen's Chamber. Also, there is no plastic at all in this game. The game doesn't come shrink wrapped, and neither do the cards. And these tokens are made from card, and the die is actually wooden. This is the sealed copy that I'll be giving away at the end of the video, and this one's actually been signed by the game designer and artist. Now, for those who backed the game on Kickstarter, you're able to increase your pledge to have a unique name placed at the bottom of these cards. I thought this was a great opportunity to choose Ninja Geek Games to have a Steal from Hand card. There are also some handy reference cards for the normal game and solo mode. And these here is a large deck of secret challenge cards that you'll draw at the start of the game and enable you to score some big points. So to start the game, each player has a subterranean level card. This is where your first set of artifacts will go. To make the game easier, you can also start with a Queen's Chamber card. And if you wish, you can also start with a King's Chamber. However, if you decide not to start with these cards, you'll have to try and get them as the game progresses. Each player starts with a hand of 7 market cards, and after drawing and discarding from the market, each player can take up to 3 actions, and they include things like placing sacred items in the pyramid, and each row can have a specific number. So the subterranean level can have a maximum of 4 cards, the Queen's Chamber 3, and the King's Chamber can only have 2 sacred artifact items in. If you do draw any others, you just tuck them underneath and you can gain points for them both. As an action and additional points, god cards can be placed face down under the sacred item cards. You actually have to try and remember which cards you've placed, hoping to gain the condition points as well as the god card points. Once you've able to place all 9 unique sacred items and tucked as many god cards as you can under each card, noting that you can actually have 2 cards under each pile of sacred artifacts. You need to try and find the capstone, and once that's placed, the game then ends and scoring commences. However, the game's not that simple because the opponent can try and scupper your plans, and for instance, they can play Steal from Hand cards which go into the market that can be drawn into the player's hand. And once you play this card, you're able to steal that many cards from the opponent's hand. There are also Steal from Pyramid cards. You can actually steal these artifacts from the opposing player. However, in order to do that, you need to place this robber tunnel card next to your opponent's pyramid and then roll the die. And this die has Egyptian numbers on it. So this one here is 0, that's 1, and that's 2. And that's how many cards you can steal from the opponent's pyramid. There's also a search discard pile, so you can root through any of the cards that have been discarded in the Martic deck to try and draw one. There are also 3 special tokens that can be played during the game. The hide action allows you to turn your cards over. The opponent doesn't know what they're stealing. The protect stops the opponent from trying to steal those cards under that token. And the search token, once played, lets you look under the deck that's been turned over. Now, as well as trying to place your artifacts, tuck god cards, ensuring that the conditions on them can meet the requirements of the card, you're looking to score points from these artifacts, the god cards and their condition, as well as a huge deck of secret challenge cards, which adds a puzzle element to the game. Now, for solo play, the game is slightly different. Now, during a normal game in the market phase, you get to draw 1 and discard 1 card. However, in the market phase, you can do this as many times as you want. And during the building phase, when you're looking to place your sacred items and god cards, instead of taking 3 actions as you do in the normal game, the solo game allows you to take 5 actions. And at the end of every round, you'll turn over one of these 5 event cards. And they can be things like Steal from Hand, where you'll lose that many cards at random from your hand. or steal from Pyramid. Now this only takes effect if there is a robber's pyramid next to your chambers, and you start the game with one there. And you'll simply roll this dice and remove the number of sacred item cards from your pyramid. However, but every robber's tunnel you have, you'll add one to the dice roll. But during the game, one of the unique actions for the solo game is to discard a god card from hand, and it allows you to remove a robber's card from play. The game ends in one of two ways, either by placing the capstone when you've placed all your individual 9 sacred items, or when the 5th event card is finally turned over. Regardless, you'll add up your points from your sacred items and any of the god cards, but you don't get the conditions in this game. Note that if the game ended because of the event phase deck, that you do lose points if you haven't completely filled your pyramid. Now, the aim of solo game is to try and score points equal to the amount of secret challenge cards that you've drawn at the start of the game. So when you are set up, you draw 5 of these cards and add up the points here. And you add them together, so we have 65 points. And you can play as one of 3 modes. You can play as easy mode, where you need to score within 5 points above or below this total. In medium mode, you have to be within 3 points above and below. And hard mode, just 1 point above and below the total. And you need to remember that as well as gaining points from your gods and your sacred items, some gods give you negative points, so you need to bear this in mind. Now, the components in this game are lovely. The card quality is a linen finish and it's really, really nice. The artwork has been designed and illustrated by hand by Claire. And the backs of the basic cards are different colours with these great hieroglyphics on, and they just look absolutely fantastic. And the rulebook itself is really well written with lots of illustrations, so it's very easy to follow, and one read of it and you can get straight into the game.
So that is Pyramid of Khufu. As mentioned in my previous video, all proceeds of the Kickstarter went to a cancer centre in Cardiff, and both Steve and Claire continue to raise money through the Board Game Raffle Facebook page too. Although a light game, it's exceptionally fun to play with lots of options during your turn. The solo game is quick, meaning you can have a number of games in a short period with little setup time. Now, I really like the objective goal cards that were added to this, as it adds a great deal of variability to your game. And now for the giveaway. If you'd like to win this sealed copy of the game, please head to Ninja Geek Games Facebook page, where you'll find a pinned post of this video. Like the page in the post and comment with an Egyptian GIF, and that's it. This giveaway is only eligible to those within the UK and is no way endorsed by YouTube or Facebook. All postage is paid for by me, and the closing date is Sunday the 20th of December, 6 PM, where I will then randomly select a winner. So head over to Ninja Geek Games Facebook page now and add that GIF. This is Ninja Geek Games. Cheers for watching.